Georgia Tech. I like Virginia Tech.
Becca?
Yeah, exact same. I'm going to take Virginia Tech on that one.
I'm going to go with Virginia Tech. Watch for the running back, David Wilson. He has 187 carries for just over 1,100 yards and 7 touchdown rushes. Second game, number 19, Nebraska at number 12, Penn State.
I'm taking Nebraska, even though Penn State's ranked higher. Penn State's great defense versus Nebraska's good offense. They've got a great running game, and Taylor Martinez does both running and passing. Fantastic player. I think Nebraska's offense is going to get them over the hump.
Becca?
I'm going to take Penn State on this one. I feel like they're going to be tough to play at home.
I'm going to go with Penn State also. Nebraska's 13th in the nation with 38 yards rushing per game. However, Penn State is first in the Big Ten, 9th overall in the nation. They give up 120 yards per game rushing. I think Penn State is going to stop that Nebraska rushing attack. Third game, Maryland versus Notre Dame. It's considered a home game for Notre Dame, even though it's being played in FedEx Field. Tainer, who do you got?
I've got Notre Dame. Tommy Rees coming off an average game against Wake Forest. They threw 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, only 166 yards. But I think that Maryland's defense is not too stellar. Right. I think Tommy Rees is going to have a big day, and Notre Dame's going to win.
I'm going to take Maryland on this one.
You got something against Notre Dame, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I'm going to go with Notre Dame. Right. Like you said, Mike, Tommy Rees played an okay game against Wake Forest. Granted, the whole team was sleeping at halftime, losing, I think, 17-10 versus Wake Forest. But I think Notre Dame's going to come out on top in this one. Fourth game, number 20, Auburn at number 15, Georgia.
I like Auburn. Granted, it's probably going to be somewhat of an upset, even though they're both ranked pretty decently. Auburn hasn't had very good showings against good teams. I mean, they got rocked by LSU. Granted, that's the best team in the nation right now. They lost to Clemson earlier in the year, and they lost to Arkansas, I think, too. But so I think this is Auburn's chance to step up and actually beat a pretty good team, and I think they'll do it.
Becca?
Yep, exact same. I'm going to pick Auburn in this one.
I'm going to go with the home team, number 15, Georgia. A final game. Number 7, Oregon versus number 4, Stanford. Big Pac-12 matchup. Mike, who do you like?
Need we say more than Andrew Luck? I think Stanford's going to win this game at home.
Yeah, exact same. Andrew Luck.
I'm going with, Luck's on their side, I think. So, you know what? Stanford it is.
I see what you did there.
Tainer, take us to break.
All right, taking a break. All right, so all three of us are going to take a short break. The Red Zone is up next. You're listening to Sports Night on WCCR.
Sports Night keeps you up to date with Purdue Athletics and with news from the world of sports on WCCR.
My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
Class heroes, baby. If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else? If I asked you to scratch my back, could you manage that? Like if we had chicken travy, I can handle that. Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. This is the last girl that played me, left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Cause holding grudges over love is ancient artifacts. If I could only find a note to make you understand, I sing it softly in your ear and grab you by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you.
My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note.
Come on.
Make me your radio. Turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you, so sing along to my stereo.
Let's go. If I was an old school 50-pound boombox, would you hold me on your shoulder wherever you walk? Would you turn my volume up in front of the cops and crank it higher every time they told you to stop? And all I ask is that you don't get mad at me when you have to purchase Mad D batteries. Appreciate every mixtape your friends make. You never know, we come and go like on the interstate. I think I finally found a note to make you understand. If you can hit it, sing along and take me by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. You know my heart's stereo, the only place for you.
My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports Night. Right now it's time for our segment, The Red Zone. First game up. Super Bowl or midseason game, Eli Manning and the New York Giants are masters of the last-minute comeback against the New England Patriots. Manning carried a decisive drive very similar to the one in the 2008 Super Bowl, throwing a 1-yard touchdown pass to Jake Ballard with 15 seconds left and giving the Giants a 24-20 win on Sunday. So, guys, how impressive was this win for the Giants?
I thought it was very, very good for the Giants. They definitely needed this one.
Yeah, I mean, looking at real close, I mean, it really did resemble, Patriots trying to go undefeated the whole season.
Yeah.
Giants come in last second. Well, in this case, it was a last second touchdown. Well, both were last second touchdown, but another last second touchdown, and you just felt that playoff atmosphere. I know I didn't see the whole game, but I did see the highlights. It just seemed like a playoff game, Super Bowl type game.
Yeah,
and you just flashbacks of that 2008
and there were some great catches on that drive. That one, I think it was like third and something or other, and Manning threw it like 20 yards, and some guy was like falling backwards when he got very similar to that Tyreek catch. It was a pretty wild game.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Tom Brady had a great game. I mean, Wes Welker both had a great game. It was a game where both teams were pretty much going all out.
Yeah,
and you know what? And people were tweeting. I was reading Twitter all day Sunday, and you could just see that people were saying, this is going to come down to a last-minute field goal, last-minute kick, or something, last-minute touchdown pass, last-minute, a fumble or something like that, special teams play. It's going to come down to something like that. I thought, the way the game ended up, granted, I'm glad the Patriots lost, but the Giants have been coming alive lately, and it's kind of getting scary. All right, second game. Or Becca, go.
Yep. Cincinnati Bengals are on a roll unlike anything seen by this franchise since 1988 with 5 straight wins. Rookie Andy Dalton threw for 3 touchdowns and 217 yards as the Cincinnati Bengals rallied from a 10-point deficit to defeat Tennessee Titans 24-17 for their 5th straight victory. Can the Bengals keep this mojo going and make the playoffs?
I think they can. I mean, you look at how they've played the whole year. It's all been defense. And, defensively, they're 10th in passing. They only give up about 217 yards per game. And then rushing, they're 2nd in the league. They only give up about 85 yards per game. And you know what? Granted, Andy Dalton hasn't been the answer. He hasn't been the total answer for that offense. But, you look at just their numbers. Granted, they're 20th. I believe they're 21st overall in total offense. But, Andy Dalton has been proven to play. And it kind of reminds me of this.
Gingers have souls.
From that famous South Park episode making fun of gingers. Hey, Andy Dalton's doing work up there in Cincinnati. He's doing the work. Mike, what'd you think?
Oh, you know what? The best, especially in that division, the AFC North, you need a defense. And since he's got a defense, we were talking about the other day, they've only got like one guy that's over 30 on that defense. That team is young. Yeah. That defense is young and good. And I'll tell you what, especially defensive teams, offenses can have games where they look really, really good and then flop.
Right.
For the most part, defenses stay constant. I think since his defense is going to stay constant, they're probably not going to win that division. I think Baltimore is too strong this year for him.
And plus,
but they'll take the wild card, I guarantee you that. And they're not going to flop. No.
Becca, any thoughts to the game?
No, I think they can keep it going.
You just look at their defensive numbers.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, Mike, they're young. They're not tired. They're not like this, the one thing about the Saints or something like that, they're old. Their age is up there. We'll see how, the Saints defense we always talked about. Baltimore's defense, like we talked about, is getting old. We'll see how, right now we're at the halfway point of the season.
Yep.
So we'll see. We got a whole half of NFL football to go. It'll be interesting which teams can last and which teams can keep it going. And I think Cincinnati can be one of those teams. All right. Third game, Aaron Rodgers was at his best throwing lasers where only his receivers could catch them and finding 4 different teammates in the end zone. Yes, Rodgers had a lot to do with the Green Bay Packers remaining undefeated with a crazy 45-38 win over the staggering San Diego Chargers on Sunday. So, guys, can the Packers go undefeated on the season and or can San Diego make the playoffs?
This year is showing Phillip Rivers' his true colors. Everyone thought he was a quarterback god. He's nothing more than a quarterback that was on a really, really good team. He's a good quarterback, but Phillip Rivers is no better than Jay Cutler. As far as Aaron Rodgers is concerned, this guy is the real deal. I mean, he's thrown for over 2,500. He's on pace for over 5,000 yards. Yeah. He's already got 24 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in this league, bar none.
Right.
As a Bears fan, it kills me to say that because I hate the Packers.
Right.
Yeah.
But he is one of the, what he does, it's unbelievable the way he plays. I mean, every year there's something that's going to hold the Packers down. A few years ago, it was the whole, transitioning from Favre.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't last year. I think it was 2000, maybe in 2009. Their running game, or not their running game, excuse me. Their offensive line was atrocious, and he still has a great season. Last year, all the injuries, Ryan Grant, Jermichael Finley, they still go to a Super Bowl and win it.
Yeah.
This guy is a winner, and he's the best quarterback in the league. I think they have a really legit shot at going undefeated. That team is good.
Yeah, I do too. I was watching ESPN today. The Packers are the only one of 3 teams that have gone 8-0 since winning a Super Bowl, and only one of the other 2 teams went actually back to the Super Bowl.
The 98 Broncos, wasn't it?
That was one of them. The other,
they won it though.
Yeah,
they won back.
They were the other one.
Yeah,
because the back.
They won. Yeah, they beat Green Bay, and then they beat Atlanta, the Falcons.
I think it was Atlanta.
But yeah, I definitely think that the Packers could probably go undefeated. Definitely go back to the Super Bowl.
The Packers. It's going to be. Granted, I think they have a shot, but they still have a couple tough NFC North Division games. They have 2 versus the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, Sunday Night Football, Bears at Lambeau. Granted, it's at Lambeau, but the Bears.
It's
always a low scoring game.
It is.
And, one or two turnovers can be the difference maker in that game.
Yeah, they have some tough games for sure. I think that if any team has had the shot, and then granted the Patriots did it back in 2008, but this team looks really, really good. They look like the best undefeated team I've seen in a long time.
And going back to San Diego, to me, it just feels like Phillip Rivers has the whole team on his back. Who's their coach? I can't think of their...
North Turner.
North Turner.
The Turner brothers are overrated in my opinion.
Oh,
Ron Turner's a joke, and
we all know that.
Yeah.
But to me, it just feels like, yesterday's game, their star running back, Ryan Matthews, was out of the game. He was inactive. So, their star running back is out. So, that's one part of the game where it is a difference maker.
Yeah, but Phillip Rivers has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league for quite a few years until this year, and now he's showing his true colors when the team is Jay Cutler last year had one of the worst offenses I think I've ever seen on a team, and he still managed to throw 23 touchdowns, have a rating of 87.
Yep.
Rivers looks atrocious this year. He's thrown 14 interceptions. He's fumbled 5 times. Rivers is nothing without players around him.
Who does he have around him, though?
Nobody, but Jay Cutler had nobody around him
last year. So you don't think that has nothing to do with it? Like how he has...
But when you're a good quarterback, you still got to find a way.
He's got to, put those passes into tight coverages. He's got to... he's thrown... I think he threw the ball 37 times, or just barely over 40 times.
Yeah, but when you're... Like I said, when you're a good quarterback, you got to find a way. Jay Cutler found a way to get his team to the NFC Championship game last year with one of the... I think it's pretty unanimous that they had one of the worst offenses ever. But the Bears defense
never gave up 45 points.
That's true.
San Diego, they scored 38 points yesterday.
Yeah, but when your defense is that bad, you can't be playing like Rivers is. You can't throw 14 interceptions, and he's on pace for 28.
I know he is.
I personally don't think that Phillip Rivers is all that in a bag of chips. I never did. I think that...
To me, I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. He's definitely a top 10.
He's top 10. He's a good quarterback, but he's not elite.
Right.
I don't think
Do you think Jay Cutler's in the top 10?
Oh, for sure. I think, granted, people give him trash because of his average stats. This guy has done more with nothing than any quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right.
I'll be good?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I just had to... I do not like Phillip Rivers. I'll let that be known.
I know you did. I had to get him going a little bit.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts to Week 9?
It's kind of awesome, Bears on Monday Night Football.
What was that?
Watch that after this.
What was that?
Yeah, speak of the...